All right, guys, happy Cinco de Mayo. Good evening. Welcome to the Tony Denaro channel. Giving the Massalorian a minute to join in here. He didn't make the 9:15 cutoff, but we are live. Welcome. Let's see who all we got in here tonight. Doc Zeno, Rico, Jay Beebs. Oops. Hang on one second. Let me mute this. There we go. Jay Beebs, Chicky, Jack Wolf, Irishman. What is going on, guys? Who was first? Cole Trickle. Hey, Cole. Thank you, guys. Hopefully you got to see my video that I put up about 10 or 15 minutes ago. We're going to kind of continue on the conversation here. Since I didn't do the afternoon live stream, answer your questions, talk about tomorrow, talk about what's next. I tried to answer a lot of that in the video I just put out, but in case you did not get to see that, here we go. Let me put up the chat window. You guys, can you see the chat in the live stream? Chat, here we go. It's been a while since I've done a live stream in the evenings. And if you have not seen the notice, there's Massalorian. What's up, buddy? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. All right. Howdy.
Howdy. I like the hat.
Thank you. It's my new thing for evening live streams. You guys, since you put in the hat rule.
Understandable. Looks great. Hold on one second. Let me fix this audio. Okay.
So well, I'm going to let Massalorian introduce himself if you guys are not familiar with him. But first, I just want to give a quick shout out in the beginning and remind you, Tony Denaro Live is my new channel. We're starting Monday, all of the live streams. That'll be like evening collab or interviews, market open, market close. All of those are moving to Tony Denaro Live starting on Monday. And that is going to be an experiment with the YouTube algorithm to see if these due diligence videos and the economic updates and such, if we can get them a little bit more YouTube algo love by moving the lives off. YouTube really does not like it if you do more than 1 or 2 videos a day. So we're going to have a second channel. You don't need to go join it or do anything. You know, don't hit the join button. I don't even know if that's an option since it's a new channel. So don't worry about all that. I'm still going to have content on this channel. There'll just be videos that I upload. All the lives will be on the other channel. So hit that sub on that and hit the alert bell. And I think I have a link I can put up here. Massalorian, go ahead and tell the folks who you are.
Hey guys, I'm Massalorian. Now I'm in a very good mood tonight. I'm here with my dear friend, speaking some AMC. I have a channel on YouTube. I'm an AMC shareholder. Been holding now with everyone else since last year, and I'm ready to get paid.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
I am.
How you feeling about today? It was kind of brutal, huh?
I tell you, Tony, everything. I don't know what's not brutal right now. Like what can we take out of the world right now that I can say, hey, this isn't brutal that's going on. Everything's brutal. So this is just another, to me, this is just another day in 2022. I'm getting used to it now. We're 5 months in, right?
Yep. I've been trying to give folks a heads up and an early warning starting around Thanksgiving last year that 2022 is going to be crap. And if you're new to the market and new to trading and you've never been through one of these, well, let me tell you, I've been trading for a couple hundred years and I've seen 1 or 2 of these in my days. So it will pass. Buy the dips. Be careful. Don't catch a falling knife. But if you have dry powder and you can, dabble in on some of these dips, you're going to thank yourself in a year or 2, however long it takes. I'm not going to make a prediction. I hope it's only months, but realistically, I think we're looking at 2023 for this whole economic mess to be resolved, and that's being optimistic. What's your outlook
Agreed.
Timeline.
I think that look, here's the thing. Everything that I bought in the last 2.5 years that's not AMC or GameStop are all long plays. They're all down the road, 5 to 10 year projects that have potential, whether they be an EV or alternative fuel, charging, whatever it happens to be, robotics, 3D printing. Everything that I bought pretty much was not for an immediate return. I just didn't bank on it. AMC and GME were my immediate returns I was looking for on a short squeeze play. Everything else was long term. And when I bought, I didn't buy all-time highs, so I'm not terrible right now. I'm just trying to put as much as the right now out of my mind as possible and look towards positive thinking that my portfolio will look okay again by 2026, let's say, or 2025. It'll look extremely well. Besides my AMC attendees, all my stocks will be doing well. So I'm not taking it to heart every day. I'm not letting my emotions get involved. Everything's just sitting there. When I'm ready to make a move with the little bit of dry powder I have accumulated, I will.
Yeah, and similar to me, most of my plays, I have a pretty broad portfolio, but most of them that I'm going into, I've got my swing trades and my short squeeze plays, but the broad view on my portfolio is buying things with about a 5-year outlook. Now, if they pop up and run sooner than 5 years, that's cool.
Right.
I'll take the money. But buying with a 5-year outlook gives me the ability to sleep at night in periods like this, even if this takes a year. And so my hope, and I think you're the same way, Massalorian, is that we help educate people that are maybe new to the market and got in right as things were running towards the top in 2021 to develop some patience and a longer term outlook. And things don't always happen on our time frame, and that's okay. That's how investing goes, whether you're talking stocks, crypto, bonds, options, whatever.
Any type of investment. Yeah. Yep.
And those of us that do live stream during the day, we're here. If you want to play short-term plays, there's almost every day some short-term play that you can be in and out of in a day and still make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do that as often as I can. But
can I ask you a question? Do you find that in the past few months, those opportunities have shrunk as far as the multitude of them?
I mean, they've shrunk a little bit, but more, I would say I'm being more careful about which ones I get in, because it's easy. Anyone can make money. And you saw the millennials doing it on all the millennial finance channels. You could throw darts and make money in 2021. Now you need to be a little more discriminating, and you need to set appropriate trailing stop losses or whatever to protect yourself from a day like today. Who wants to enter a play pre-market or when the market opens today and then see nothing but a downslope? You got to be careful on these plays, but they're still there. Yes, they're still there.
Yep, they are. And you need thick skin, right? You need to be able to brush it off and say, hey, tomorrow's another day. And green candles, there's never going to be a day where we're not going to have green candles again. So,
and you got to be discriminating. One thing that I like to encourage people, at least my viewpoint on things is, if you're doing swing trades or day trades and you saw it too late in the day, or you saw it on day number 2, it's okay to pass and wait for the next one, because probably tomorrow there'll be a different one. Right. The biggest problem that I see, and one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel, was the amount of people continuing to pump plays when they were done. We're talking 1 or 2 day plays, and they run up in a day and they come right back down. And people are saying, we're talking stocks that have no following, not AMC, not GameStop, things that just got a momentary blip on Twitter or Reddit. And you guys, it's okay if you miss it. Don't buy at the top. And there'll be another one. Just stay tuned to the channels that cover these plays, and we'll alert you to them.
trying to chase on something like that when it's running 50 to 60%, it's just impossible. It's not worth it. There will, like Tony said, there will be another play. Don't give the chase. Don't get into the chase.
That's why probably half of them that are out there on any given day, I'm not in them because I just saw them too late. If you weren't in
Right.
them in pre-market or 8:30 a.m., 9:30 Eastern, then you're already too late. And you can still, if you're sitting there, have nothing to do with your day, but watch the candles, you can still jump in them sometimes, later in the morning or midday, but you better be able to get right back out.
Yep.
Because sometimes they only last hours or, half a day. Arthur says, do you guys still believe in AMC? Let me see if I can get this up on the screen. Do you still believe in AMC, Massalorian?
I do still believe in I don't know what so much has changed for us really in the last couple of weeks, except that money has dried up in the market. In the past couple of weeks, I think if anything, things have gotten tighter, and that's better for us. So I know the price looks ugly. I know the movement looks ugly, but everything happening around besides the price and the number, I think for us looks good. Therefore, I'm not worried. I mean, I just bought shares 2 weeks ago, so I'm still in.
I bought, I was buying at low 15s, and I think my most recent purchase was 1483 or something like that on AMC. I've been buying since May of last year, and I love an opportunity to get in, in 14s again.
Yeah.
Now I know there's a lot of talk on some channels about no options in May. Are you looking at any call options on AMC as we're coming down in price now?
So can you fill me in on what this supposed what is the community saying? This is something I haven't heard of.
Oh, I
Options
mean,
as much as far as what? Just calls?
there's some people that are advocating for no options to dry up market maker liquidity in the month of May.
But last month, everything was about options. Now we're switching this month to this is the new plan that's being put out there.
That's what I've heard. I'm just curious if are you considering if we go down to $12, are you going to buy call options? Or do you play options? I don't think you have.
I don't. I haven't since, let's see, last summer when I missed out on those June calls on AMC, those $40 calls. After that, I had realized I had missed the boat on one of the best plays I was ever going to have in as far as options go. And I gracefully receded from doing any doing any options. Here's the thing. Ever since I missed out on that boat, I've said to myself, look, if we come back to somewhere in this price range again, maybe I will look towards all-time highs again to possibly go into options with AMC. But until then, I have enough shares that I think I'm going to be fine. And why am I going to take any kind of unnecessary risk at this late stage in the game? Screw anything up. I've been riding this storm out as long as I have. I don't want to make some kind of mistake right now or have to feel emotionally one way if the stock starts to do something else. I would just rather have my shares and be at peace with it. That's all.
In the last year, I think I've bought options about 3 times on AMC. One was in May of last year, and on that run up, I sold them, and because I wasn't going to hold options for 1,000 or 10,000 or $1 million. That was money in the bank, and my motto on this channel is always be taking profits. So when I was watching those numbers turn on the options, like a speedometer on a Ferrari, and when they topped out, I sold all of them. That pretty much paid for all of my shares plus some that I continue to hold.
I bet.
I bought some middle of last year when we dipped and sold. What was it, like June, July, August, whatever that time frame was, and I sold those and made a little bit on that. And then I bought some about a month ago when we went under 15, and then I got lucky because I bought them 60 days out. Right after, within a week of buying those, we we had that massive run up to 34
to
bucks.
34. Yep.
500% return on those. I was not going to diamond hand options. I never do. If you're
That's
up
right.
a couple
I remember.
100% on options, man, take the freaking money. Made
Yep.
500%, sold those. And yes, I did on April 27th, 28th buy my next round when we went below 15 bucks. So I'm holding July $20 calls right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know,
When did you get those? Recently? You just
about
picked those up?
end of April, And I would consider, you know, if I hadn't bought them, I'd definitely be buying them today or tomorrow, depending on what things do. If we go down more tomorrow or Monday, I'll probably add to it, despite the no option. Yeah, I'm buying what, a half dozen options.
Yeah.
Is my $100, my $200 gonna really make a big difference to the market maker?
Right.
I doubt it.
Right. No.
But
exactly.
I mean, if I can turn $200 into 1,500, that's a pretty big deal to me. That's a nice dinner out.
Absolutely.
That can buy more AMC shares.
Yes. And keep you out of doing any physical labor to pick them up. That's the key, right? That's the ticket. You don't want to be investing the money you have to earn breaking your back. So as long as you can make it on the computer, Tony, keep doing it, brother. I'm all about raking in that cash from the hedgies.
What I don't advocate and never have is people buying lottery ticket, you know, next Friday options, because then I literally think you're throwing money out the window that could be better put into buying shares. And I buy shares all the time, not 100 at a time. I've got plenty of shares, but I get 10 here, 10 there, 10, 10, 10, 20 sometimes. If you're buying call options, I generally recommend 60 or 90 days out if you can afford them. You got a lot more room for error.
Absolutely. Don't leave yourself in a pinch where, you know, in less than 100 hours already you're out of time. You definitely push them out. Give yourself some space. Give yourself some breathing room.
Anthony says, Tony, you need to shape that hat. I do. You know, I've been wearing this hat since I was in my 20s, so it's well over 100 years old. And we did go look at some new ones recently, and I'm gonna replace it. But yeah, it's showing its years.
Now, how would you conform that to start to curve up like that? Would you rubber band it and start?
At the store, at the country western stores where you buy boots, jeans, shirts, all that stuff, they have hat shapers.
Oh, okay.
Just tell them if you want a slight curve, if you want it, you know, all the way up, and they fix it for you. But this one's been. This hat has stories to tell. Let me tell you that.
Get out. Really? You can tell them how much you want to curve the hat and they'll do it for you?
Absolutely. Whether it's felt or straw, they'll custom shape it to you. You can even get the tip. I mean, obviously you wouldn't do that. You can get the tip turned down a little bit if you want the villain look.
The Eastwood.
Yeah. This one honestly just needs to be retired and replaced with a new one. So coming soon. I got other equipment I need to buy here and some more AMC shares that are higher priority than another $300 hat. So
yes, indeed.
All right. People want to talk about BBIG. I see you in the chat. Let me see if I can put BBIG up on the screen.
I just want to say hey to everyone real quick. I see Jay Beebs and Diaz, all my buddies in there. Tully.
I don't know if you saw this, Massalorian. There was a little bit of news on BBIG after hours about
what happened?
I think it was it Cryptide, you guys? Look at this after hours action on BBIG up 41%. There's been a lot of people waiting a long ass time for BBIG to get its next rip. And my only question is, we've seen this before. What is going to happen by tomorrow morning? I don't know. I do follow BBIG. I don't own any because I can't find a good reason to own Vinco Ventures. But what I've always said is if you want to play it, wait for the dips. And we've been on a dip cycle. This is the chart, and you can see all these repetitive. I love to play this stock on these bumps, and we're near one of the all-time lows for BBIG. So if you were able to get in at $2, $2.10, you got a shot at making some money tomorrow. Just don't be greedy and set some trailing stop losses.
Where did that bounce, Tony?
Where did it bounce?
Yeah. What did it?
This low right here is 220. The one prior to that was 194.
Okay.
The last major run up was in January of this year. So it went from $2 up to $5. You know, double your money. So could we get a run up to $5? I don't know. The previous high before that was $9. Before that, $12. I would say if I was in this play, and I might be tomorrow, I would be running it with a trailing stop loss.
Yes. And I have an echo.
You have an echo? Is that what they're saying in the chat? I don't hear an echo on my side.
I can hear it in my headphones.
I'm going to turn down my speakers just a little bit, and mine are usually okay. So BBIG, that's my thoughts on BBIG. I can't find a good reason to own it, but I love to play it on these type of spikes. Let's talk real quick about AMC and Hycroft Mining, because I think there might be a couple people in here that care about that. AMC, where you at? Here we go. So AMC traded flat in after hours. 1469 was the close on AMC, and it ended the day at 1469. Although in the Discord, they were excited for a minute because we did get in the green for a few seconds. AMC up to 1474. Not on the day, but from the close. What are you thinking for AMC tomorrow?
I still got an echo, Tony. I'm trying to figure out if it's on my end.
All right. So what I'm thinking is what I always say. I don't do technical analysis on AMC for a reason, and that is because I have my head up higher than just focusing on one stock. I could have, charted the hell out of AMC for the past week, and then the market slips us a Jimmy like today, and TA just doesn't matter. So I'm looking really for what AMC is going to do tomorrow. I'm looking at what is the overall market going to do. Someone's saying it started when I added the screen share. Let me take that off and see if that helps. Does that fix the echo? Echo?
Yes. Now it's gone. Yep. Now it's gone.
All right. I'm going to turn down the volume on this screen and see, is it better now?
Check. Yep. We're good. I think so. Guys, let us know. Sorry, I couldn't talk. I didn't say anything when you were just speaking. I'm sorry because I was trying not to speak because I was echoing.
No worries. Thanks for Floyd for saying it started when Tony pulled up the chart.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yep, totally.
Yeah, for some reason my screen share has a volume tab on it. And
does it?
It was up, so must have been picking something up.
Interesting.
Javi, what's going on? Who else we got in the chat? Do we got any other content creators in here today? I see a lot of our regular subscribers, and thank you so much for Massalorian and myself for you guys tuning in tonight. I know it's a late night. I was not on live, mostly because I didn't want to influence anybody into making some bad decisions on a red day like this. It's better to talk about it after the fact. And if you want to know my after the fact thoughts, I did post a video about 30, 40 minutes ago. Your your summary of what happened today and your prep for tomorrow and next week.
Are you going to be going live tomorrow morning for our market open?
I will be live tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So did you want to chime in on throw any hats in the ring for tomorrow on
So
AMC?
so I was just gonna say, it's so frustrating sometimes when when I'm looking at the charts to see us make that little bit of progress and then lose it all back in the first 10 minutes of the trading day and then fight the rest of the day just to get back to a level again. And you know, they played this game so well with us. The algorithm really is designed to screw with your head. And anybody right now that is new in any of this, anybody that's let's say just been in AMC maybe for the last, or let's say is read in AMC right now, I can't even imagine. And a new investor, they must be absolutely terrified, especially with all the stuff that's going around online for rumors. And I mean, some of the stuff that I hear and that comes across my desk, not literally, but in talk or text or whatever, the type of information that's out there is baffling when it comes to prices on AMC and what Ken Griffin and Citadel have claimed the prices. I mean, I just the whole emotional thing is nuts. I cannot wait for this thing to be over so we can talk about. I really just want to branch out into other stocks and not have to be so constricted where we're so hyper focused on the movies. But I have so much money involved with it. I have to continue um, to cover it because it means, this means this is a big change hopefully coming in all of our lives. So it can't be it's got we got to keep focusing our attention on it. That's like the video last night bringing up the movies. I want Hollywood to make good movies. I want the movie theater to do well. I want people to have jobs. I want the, production houses to make money. I want people to get paid. I want business to be good. We shouldn't be purposefully limiting where things can be shown and limiting the amount of money that we're willing to take in based on ideologies. I mean, it's got to be more. You can't just leave $500 million on the table. If you're a theater company, AMC could use that money. And I know it's not a China thing with AMC, but Saudi Arabia, Egypt, those other countries where they're banning these big films is hurting the movie industry and it's hurting the theaters.
Tell them that.
Cinemark, I think, is reporting tomorrow. Let's see how their numbers look.
Tell them the specific issue that you're complaining about, because I don't know if everyone saw your video, and I hope they go to your channel and watch it. But tell them what's up.
So going forward from apparently 2022, all of the major IPs for Disney in particular, so we're talking Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, they have a lot of large IPs. I mean, we're talking tens of billions of dollars. And they've decided that half of their characters going forward are going to be, from a minority class of gender. 50% are going to have to come of the main characters from LGBTQ or that type of community. And I don't know how much of money goes into Disney are people who are worried about that type of thing. I think people just want good stories. They want some moral lessons in it if you're a Disney person, and they want to watch superheroes with special effects and things blow up. They don't care about what's going on in anyone's bedroom, who they identify with. And I just think it's crushing the movie industry right now. We've seen multiple things get pushed off that should have been pushed down the road for whatever reason. I don't know. I just think that Hollywood's making a big mistake right now with the ideology. They got to get back to the basics. People want to go see good movies with good stories, good actors. They don't care about the politics. That's why we go to the movies, is to escape from the real world. I don't want that in my movie. I want to go there to leave this reality for a little while.
Are you okay with the fact that, like, in 90% of Disney cartoons, the mother figure has always been killed off?
No, is that true?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Let's think about it and list all of them out here in the chat. I'm going to start with Bambi, and the list goes on and on.
Really? Every almost every 90% of them do? 90%.
I don't know if it's 90%. They say about 83% of statistics are made up on the spot. But
good point. Everyone in the chat saying that is absolutely true. Wow. Wow. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, going back for decades, the mother figure gets killed off in a lot of the Disney cartoons. I thought you were going to say that the not, hey, if they want to experiment with LBGTQ movies, I have no problem with that. The revenue will tell the tale, right? If that, they'll find out from experience if that was a good idea or not. But what I really thought you were going to say is that Doctor Strange, they refused to clip out 12 seconds, and now they can't show it in Saudi Arabia, China, and who knows where else because of this agenda and this line in the sand that they're drawing. What is up with that?
So, okay, so from what I understand, there's 12-second clip in the movie, and they said these countries had agreed to Disney, hey, if you can take out this 12-second section, which is speaking about one of the characters who has two mothers, take this out, we can put the film in. So you're talking about cutting out a 12-second section of the movie, and then you can show the film nationwide. And Disney's refused to do that. So they've drawn the line the same with that, but the Uyghur Muslims in China, that's okay. They're okay with that. But if it's but they have an issue with this. They're gonna prop this up and leave this in and leave all that money on the table. And I just think it's a waste. Like you said, I don't care what they make. If they want to make things that are available to everyone. Don't just make it for the mob that is telling you we need this, because the mob is small. You are catering to a small amount of people. You're talking about 12 seconds. You're throwing all that money away for a 12-second message. Is it really that important that you're going to spend 12 seconds of a 2.5 hour movie on it? Think about the time. Talking about 12 seconds of screen time in a 2.5 hour Marvel movie.
Yeah, I don't get that. I mean, it's one thing if you want to make an entire movie that you know that no one's going to watch in a certain country. Okay, fine. But to make a movie like that and not be willing to clip out 12 seconds seems a little bit short-sighted to me. Just clip it and get it in China. Come on.
Yep. Yeah, it's preposterous.
Speaking of mothers in Disney, by the way, don't forget this Sunday is Mother's Day, guys, gentlemen, ladies. Call your moms, tell her you love her, and if you're married and you got a wife with kids, this is your early reminder. Do something nice.
It's technically now it's Biological Women's Day, I believe, starting this year.
Yes, it's there was a rule that's been floated to change it to Birthing Bodies Day.
Birthing Bodies Day, right?
Yeah.
I'm flipping out about Roe versus Wade. If they overturn that, I'm gonna have a hysterectomy. Forget it. I'm very upset as a birthing person. As a fellow birthing person, I'm offended they would even try to do this.
All right.
Did you see Elizabeth Warren go absolute Lakota on the press?
No. What'd she do?
She went little round top on I don't know, man. She lost it on the press about Roe versus Wade. Supreme Court's been playing this for 50 years, and it's like they need a boogeyman right now, real quick. They need someone to get the country mad at. Unbelievable.
You know what? I've read the headlines on all that stuff. I got so much going on with the finance side of things. I can't distract my life. I'm not going to have any effect on what happens with the Supreme Court. So I did read they're putting up fences.
They're up. They're up. I saw them. It's crazy. The mob. It was a bunch of 18-year-old kids screaming. It was a bunch of skinny white guys and a couple girls, all under 21, screaming, hell no, Alito must go, out in front of the Supreme Court. I didn't see one person over 21 in the crowd, not one person screaming about abortion. And half the people in the crowd, the females at least, I don't think are going to even need to run into that situation in the future. So
they're not at risk of getting pregnant. Is that what
no?
you're saying?
I don't think so. I think they have natural contraceptives. Natural contraception. Yeah.
In the military, we had glasses that they handed out in basic training that took care of that. Well, you
Beer
know,
goggles.
those basic black ugly glasses, we call them BC glasses, birth control glasses.
BC glasses. Oh man.
Could not wear contacts in basic training or your designer frames.
Oh no.
No,
Military is issued your own. You had to go to see an ophthalmologist when you went there.
after you get out
Didn't
of basic training, you could wear whatever you want, but in basic, no, you're gonna be ugly. No
man,
hair and ugly glasses.
it's not an ophthalmologist. What the hell is a person looks your optometrist, right? Optometrist.
I've got HYMC up on the chart. Did you see? Have you now? You were trying to get an interview with the CEO of AMC. What's the latest on that?
So we're still in limbo with that. I'm gonna be hopefully. Well, I actually just sent a Pantheon a message earlier tonight, but I will let you know possibly this weekend. I would say either by Saturday. I think I'll have a better idea of what's going on with that. I'm really trying to figure out my whole work schedule now. I know me and you talked about it offline, but that whole thing is really screwing with everything right now. Trying to get this training done, seeing if it's going to work out. Hopefully it does. But that's really thrown a monkey wrench in my whole life, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I've noticed. Have you had time to watch? I mean, did you see what happened with Hycroft? It ran up yesterday and after hours from what is that, $1.40 all the way up to $1.90. Big run up
And
yesterday.
it ran right with AMC, right? I mean, they went hand in hand, didn't they?
No, it went by itself. It went by itself.
Oh, right, because that was an aftermarket, right? That's right.
Yeah,
That wasn't at the end of the day.
they came out with some. Okay, I'm going to be perfectly blunt.
Tell me.
They came out with their quarterly earnings, and they came out with some guidance about the company, and they said, well, you know, we realized we may have underestimated the amount of silver that we had, but there was not a lot of meat on the bones, not enough for me. So I saw that run up, and I said that I'm still waiting for $1.20. Don't hate me if you own AMC, but I have not bought it yet. I'm an owner by proxy by owning AMC, but I will buy Hycroft Mining stock. But I think that at some point this year I'll be able to get it for $1.20. But people liked, despite what I think, that's just my opinion, not financial advice. Despite what I think, people liked the news yesterday after market, and they ran it up almost to $2 again. So for those that own it, I was happy to see that. I don't want it to go down. I'm just saying, I'm not buying it until it does go down.
So I'm looking.
We retraced today. We retraced.
You came right back, huh? I'm looking here at the first quarter report here. Gold production as of March 31st was 5,000 ounces, and silver was 16. I didn't realize this came out yesterday. Sorry, Tony. I'm just kind of catching up on this, but this is interesting news. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'm sorry. I'm reading this as I'm going here.
I just saw Pantheon jumped in the chat. Hey, buddy, I sent you if you're dressed enough to come faceless on camera, I sent you an invite on email. That was a joke. We can't see his face, so it doesn't matter if he's dressed or not. And just a quick shout out to my buddy Pantheon. For anybody who's making videos about him saying he's suspect because you haven't seen his face, I can tell you for a fact that Massalorian and I both have seen his face. He's not Ken Griffin. He's not he's not Al from DC. He has a legitimate reason for not being on camera, and I'm sure at some point he will be. But can we just stop with the Pantheon hate because of that other dude from Canada? We're not going to talk about that tonight. But enough with the nonsense. This guy brings legit information. He brings you the Pantheon radio to soothe you to sleep every night. If you're an insomniac, go check out Pantheon's channel. And please, for the love of God, stop making videos about him unless they're good, because you're doing the community a disservice by making those videos. Hopefully we're past all of that, but I'm gonna use my soapbox while I have it.
I've heard Pantheon Radio gets the ladies all riled up at night. I've heard the opposite of putting them to sleep. I've heard they get all riled up on their significant others if they listen to Pantheon Radio before they go to sleep. So do with that as you wish. That information.
Someone said, what do Massalorian and Tony think of Mullen? Well, I have weighed in on Mullen, but I'll give Massalorian a chance to say if he's looked into Mullen, because I don't know.
So I think we both said that the price right now and for what they've actually shown on paper so far, what they've actually produced, what do we have? We have one vehicle, right? And we don't have any legislation passed right now for all that infrastructure that they've been looking to lie down for the EV companies. I mean, everything that as far as my long-term plays that I've purchased in the last 2 years, everything I bought since the end of 2020, has been down the line EV plays. I just don't see any money in any of these companies right now, especially when we're in this pinch with the economy and all this liquidity is drying up. I just don't see any of these small caps really being able to do much. I'm trying to stay away from them as much as possible. Unless it's directly in line with AMC, like Hycroft is something I want to stay on because it's related to AMC, right? So a little different with Mullen, but I don't own any Mullen. I do have other EV stocks that I have invested in that have a little more of a track record and I think have a little more potential for the future. But we don't talk about a lot of those stocks because we're an AMC channel, right? So at least we try.
Well, I do talk about other stocks because my day is spent, making money buying and selling stocks. I have not sold AMC or GameStop, but I still throw off some income trading other stocks. So I have looked into Mullen, and the time to buy it was right here at 52 cents, and the time to sell it was right here at $4. If you bought anywhere between 50 cents and $1 and didn't sell at $4, well, I don't know what else to tell you. I would have been out of the play. Now, that being said,
Tony, can I bring you back to something real quick before I forget and ask you a question?
Yeah.
About BBIG? I'm sorry. So when you were saying earlier, I was having the echo problems in the mic. You were talking about BBIG, how it ran. Do you still think that has potential to run a little more? You said that still has some room. You think 20, 30%?
Yeah, they got a catalyst in the news after hours.
Okay.
I forget the name of the company, Cryptodyne or something. So yeah, go check the news on BBIG. It definitely could be a runner tomorrow. And there were still some runners today. There were still some green stocks today, and BBIG could be a runner tomorrow. But I would protect yourself with some trailing stop losses if you're playing it. But back to Mullen, I have my EV plays categorized into 3 tiers. Mullen is in the lowest tier based on no real production, years away from production, running low on cash, and for sure more debt and dilution ahead of them. But that being said, I'll still play it for swing trades. I'm watching a couple of YouTubers covering Mullen that are saying it's going to $30 or $100 next week, and I'm like, and they've also, by the way, disclosed that they've lost $50,000 in the last few weeks playing risky call options on a Mullen. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Is this someone we know?
Well, I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I'm just saying, put your common sense hat on, and there's no reason to lose money on these plays. Buy the dips, sell the rips.
Yeah. In and out. Don't get caught.
Do not fall in love with a stock that's running up for a couple days and then it's over. And the clearly, because it's not getting talked about in social media, this does not have a broad base of support.
I can't even begin to tell you how many videos I probably watched last year of these stocks that ran 40, 50, 60%, 1 or 2 days, and then someone make a video on it, and the next day everyone would get crushed. And I can't tell you the number of times it happened with all these different types of all these different plays that people have ramped up.
Now
Sucks.
that being said, I'm going to add a one bit of sunshine for people that love Mullen. The CEO said that in Q2 he was going to make an announcement about a partnership or a potential contract with a Fortune 500 company.
Did he?
Is it a weed company with one location, or is it a legit Fortune 500 company? I don't know. We'll find out. But on this rundown on Mullen, I've been saying for the last week that if it dropped below $1.30, just to hedge my bets, I would buy some call options. And I did. When Mullen dropped below $1.30, I bought July $1.50 calls. Now, the people that are throwing 50K out of the window on Mullen, they're buying calls, Massalorian. They're buying 10,000 calls that expire next Friday.
Why? Why?
Exactly.
Why would you do that? Why would you
And
leave yourself no fucking time?
because they want to make $1 billion. Okay. I mean, if you got 50K to burn, knock yourself out. I'll spend a couple $100. That's one dinner out that I'm going to have to skip if this thing doesn't run by July. And if it runs, I'll make 500 or 1,000%. If it doesn't run, I'm out $200. Not a big deal. That's my outlook on plays like this. Do not bet the farm on some EV company that has no production for 2 years, and you're only counting on retail FOMO to make it happen.
Yeah, you can't do that. Not in this market right now. Hell no, not in this market. This is not 2021. We are in a whole new ball game, folks. We are.
But I am in Mullen now.
Okay, you're official.
I got in it. I bought my calls when it dropped to like $1.28 or something. And if, like I said, I'm perfectly okay if it goes to zero, because it was an amount I was willing to lose.
Beverly's asking me about Elizabeth Warren. I did see her go postal this morning. Beverly. So your official is Mullen been added to the thumbnail now? Because I've noticed. Do you put all of the stocks that you currently are watching on a daily on your thumbnail now? I've noticed that you've added some.
I put on the thumbnail, I'm putting ones that have high social interest on StockTwits, Reddit, and YouTube.
Got it. Okay.
And like Twitter, Netflix. Netflix is going to be coming off. Obviously, Hycroft Mining. We have a lot of people that are watching that one, and I don't go in every morning and look for the runner of the day. I'm looking at ones that maybe it's going to run within the next week or so.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Something that's got a catalyst already built into the news, is coming.
It's got a catalyst building. Yep.
Got it.
Are you? Let's talk about. And I'm happy to take AMC questions if you guys have them. But let's talk about another thing that gets asked a lot on my channel is all of the plays that have stock splits coming up. So we got probably GameStop, probably Tesla. We got Amazon. What else? What am I forgetting?
Those three off the bat.
Obviously I already own GameStop. I've owned Tesla several times, buying in below 800 and selling between 1050 and 1200. I'm currently out of Tesla, looking for a re-entry below 800. I got a little discouraged yesterday when it ran up to 950, but here we are again today at 873. So if it drops below 800, I see in my Discord people are calling for it to go down to 600.
Oof.
Some of them, and it could, but
that hasn't happened in a long time.
It would take full capitulation from institutions for that to happen. But it could.
Do you think? I don't think that would be a great sign if we saw Tesla go to 600.
Yeah. I mean, by the time
That'd be a good
Tesla's
sign for the
going to
market.
600, the Dow's going below 30,000. I just
Yeah.
say that.
We're in trouble, folks. That's the case.
So
We're
I'd
effed.
like to get me some more Tesla for the stock split. I have had my eye on Amazon below 3,000. Let me put the Amazon chart up here for a stock split play. 3,000 is right here. We went below it on April 21st. I bought in like that day or the next day at 29.80, and look at the chart.
Wow.
It kept going down, and I immediately sold. So I lost about I don't know, 50 or $100 per share. Out of Amazon, and I'm happy I sold it. I felt nervous about selling because I waited so long for it to get below 3,000. But then boom, now we're at 2,300. So I bought some more, and I will be adding on further dips. I do think if the market's not going into the ground, that Amazon will do fine after the split. What do you think?
I was just gonna say I didn't realize that Amazon hit a 52-week low today. Holy shit.
Yes, it did. Someone, Dave says, Tony, are you selling off all your stocks? I have not sold anything except I sold Tesla around 10.50, and I sold my Amazon, my 29.80 purchase. I sold it for 28.90 or something like that. And I will be rebuying it. Mostly what I'm doing right now, because I have cash flow coming in from my other businesses, is I'm just continuing to buy everything. That's what I said in November, is pay off your margin if you have it and get your dry powder ready for the market downturn, because this period right here that we're in, if you have dry powder to go in and buy some of these stocks, do not go all in tomorrow. Don't go all in today. Buy them in tranches in case there's further red. But this is the year where you're going to be thankful that you sucked it up and bought, because in a year or two, you're going to be up 50, 80, 100% on some of those stocks. And we're talking legit stocks, not short squeeze plays.
Yeah. Think about the opportunity we possibly could have coming our way with all these stocks being at this price, and our reality of making our money off AMC, being able to turn that money around. I mean, the market couldn't be in a better place for us to exploit that. So we're in a really good spot right now. As long as everything goes to plan, we'll be able to take our AMC money and get hella discounts on everything. And like Tony said, not short squeeze plays, legit blue chip long-term plays, that you can rest your future on.
Dave's got a follow-up question. Isn't it too early to buy? It could be. I certainly would not tell you to spend your last dollar tomorrow. And I definitely will not be going all in on anything, not stocks, not crypto, at these levels, because there's most definitely additional downside risk. There's most definitely downside risk still. We got Russia. We got the Russia-Ukraine impact on all of Europe, the energy costs, and just the uncertainty going on in Europe. We got C-19, the virus of unknown origins, as some people call it, still affecting supply chain and people in China. We got inflation and interest rate concerns over here. We got high energy costs everywhere. Absolutely, there is additional downside risk. So I would never tell you go all in on anything right now, but no one can perfectly time the bottom. This could be the bottom, or we could go down another couple thousand points, 2, 3, 4,000 on the Dow. I said in my Discord earlier this week, it's not out of the realm of possibility to see a $28,000 to $30,000 Dow this year. That's another 10%, 20% off from where we're at right now. If things get really, really bad with continuing quarterly earnings throughout the remainder of this year. I'm not saying tomorrow or next week, but this year is going to potentially suck. Dave says, I'm losing so much money. Should I be selling? I can't tell you what to do, my friend. Depends on your situation and what your long-term outlook is. I just advised people, don't be investing money that you need tomorrow or next week or even next year in stocks. And then you don't have to worry about it.
Are you still talking about selling?
Yeah. Dave said, should I sell? I can't give you advice, but I'm not selling anything and I'm adding.
So, I was just gonna say, I wish I had more money to invest right now, because there are a lot of good deals out there.
You get in a precarious position if you're investing money that you're counting on to pay bills or to live on. Well, then you're not looking at investing. You're gambling. Yep. Investing by definition almost implies a long-term outlook. You should be doing that with money that is extra in your budget, not money that is a necessity in your budget. And trust me, you will sleep much better at night if you don't need it. If you put it in there and say, I don't need this for 5 years or 10 years, you're going to be fine.
Did you happen to catch Berkshire Hathaway's investor call on Monday?
I didn't listen to the call. I just saw some headlines. What you want to fill us in on something?
Just Munger and them were talking about the manipulation of Wall Street, how they basically turned Wall Street into a casino, tried to suck retail in, and have been pretty good at doing it with the options market. They were just talking about how unbelievable the amounts of numbers that they're seeing, and they seem, for two old rich guys, they seem pretty shocked at the last quarter. What's going on? But I think they were expressing more about the last 2 years in the market. But in general, they were just saying how corrupt the market is. Pretty much, they were pretty much saying it under their breath without saying it, right? Those guys know.
If you can learn to recognize what they're saying as the truth, that might be a mind warp for some people to realize you're being played. Many of you know you're being played. What I would suggest to you, and the way that I have shifted my trading philosophy, is to use that knowledge to my advantage, that the institutions and the big money and the hedge funds that are playing retail, and to try and start thinking more like them. Get in early, get out quick, and then maybe even play the downside with some shorting or some puts, which I've never in my life shorted stock, but I have bought puts.
And definitely not an AMC or GameStop, but on any other company, pretty much I think is fair game, right? I don't have any other issues with people doing that, especially since they're using it to their advantage. If you can't beat them, join them. This whole play AMC and GME is me playing the market in my eyes. This was my big move to check Wall Street. So anything I make in the meantime is just bonus money, right?
Yep.
And it's out there. It's out there.
Gus wants to know, first of all, new guy, thank you for that super chat. I'll get to your question next, but I got Gus' question up here on the screen. Do you think AMC will MOASS this year? And if so, how high can you see it running to realistically? Massalorian, a friend in need is a friend indeed.
This year keeps going the way it's going right now. I don't know why my camera just shut off on me for no reason. If this year keeps going, this market keeps going the way it is right now, I do think margin calls will be incoming. And when that happens, I think we will squeeze. I don't know when that's going to happen, but that has been my outlook for a while now. I would say since late last year. I think the only thing that's going to bring that about is some unnatural thing, something crazy that we haven't seen yet. Whether it has to do something with Ukraine and Russia, I don't know yet, or China, or what it's going to be, but something. I don't know if it's going to be this executive order that Boss is talking about. I haven't been able to debunk that claim. And yeah, I do think it will be this year. And how high do I realistically think it will go? I don't know. But I know for me personally, I'd like to see 4 digits. But if that doesn't happen, I'll still be okay. I have enough shares where if we don't get to that number, I'll be all right.
I also feel like something is going to happen this year. Yes, I'm not putting a date on it, although there are some interesting things lining up for early June. As you guys know, if you regularly tune in to some of the other channels that we all love. But I don't know for certain that it's going to happen in June. And as far as how high it's going to go, I'm going to decline an answer on that because I misjudged GameStop and I didn't participate in it in January of last year because I misjudged it. And I don't want to do that again to myself by saying a number in my brain, and I don't want to do that to you. So I'm gonna set up some brackets and sell depending on the velocity that it's moving up. And if you've been buying on these dips, if you've been buying since last year, and you're going to be just fine, whether it goes to 100, 1,000, or 10,000. Is really not going to matter at the end of the day. It's going to be, I think, one of the better plays, but it's going to not necessarily be on the timeline that we want. I do think that there are synthetics that are not being disclosed. I don't have absolute proof of that. No one does. And there's a lot of bad due diligence out there. People adding up FTDs from the last 5 years like they're cumulative. We don't need to go to ridiculous lengths to make up stories to understand all of the shenanigans that are going on. There are all sorts of derivative products, and there are FTDs, and there are undisclosed shorts, and there's naked shorts from the market makers. There's definitely synthetics out there. How high it goes depends on what is the truth in the number of synthetics that are out. And we'll find out when we find out.
And we're never going to know the real truth. Just remember that too.
Only if someone goes bankrupt.
Right.
If someone goes bankrupt and there's an investigation, we might get, some prosecutions, and Lordy, please let us get some prosecutions. But even those prosecutions will be a year or 5 years down the road.
Yeah. DOJ is very busy right now. I just heard Merrick Garland earlier. They are really concerned about climate change and the highway system. So he's on it. DOJ's on it. We're good. I'm not worried about it.
There was, I saw my good friend, Common Sense Investor. I don't know who else covered this. I really don't have time to watch other YouTube channels right now, but I did see he put up a video about some guys in somewhere in Europe, was it? There was some people being prosecuted for illegal transactions back from 2011. They were just getting arrested.
Wow.
I mean,
12 years.
The speed that these guys move is not at the speed we'd like to see.
No, definitely not.
I forget. Go watch CSI's video. He's got a few details on it, and I don't know who else has covered it, but I don't count on the SEC or the DOJ to do anything on my timeline. As far as how low could it go? Well, how low do you think the indexes are going to go? I only think AMC is going down from here. I mean, we held up pretty good today. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If we see the S&P go below, 380, or we see the Dow go below 30,000, then AMC is going to go down to $10 without a doubt, but not because of AMC, because broadly across everything is going to sell off. So The good side is I think there'll be plenty of people like myself, Massalorian, many of you guys that will be anxious to snap up some shares at lower prices. And I'm not worried about it if it does go lower. I'm not forecasting a dip. I've heard people say $5, $7, $10. And
No.
I'm not on board at that unless the entire market corrects. And
Yeah,
then there's nothing we can do
sorry.
about that. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say, looking at our chart, there's so many other stocks that have been hit so much harder than AMC. I mean, we've been shellacked, but a lot of stocks out there have been absolutely whacked. We're talking 60, 70, 75%. AMC is only down under 25% in the last month. And there's other stocks out there that have taken an absolute whooping. So she's actually held up well. I'm not even disappointed with the price action in the last month. I think she's held up extremely well under the circumstances. I really do.
New guy was asking about Phantom. This is one of the cryptos that I like on this channel. Phantom is a crypto that is kind of like Cardano or Solana. It is a lesser known Ethereum challenger. And if we scroll all the way back, it came out of the gate at $1.60, ran up to $3.38. And then just like all of the other cryptos, it's been on a downward slant for, the last 4 or 5 months. Everything has, but it got especially hammered this past weekend. And if you were in my Discord, I was keeping everybody abreast about why this big sell-off right here. There was this Yahoo, his name is Roos, Rooss, or maybe 3 O's and an S, whatever. Get this, Massalorian. Do you know this story?
No, please.
This guy locked up $59 million worth of Phantom in a contract to borrow money from some exchange or whatever. It doesn't matter. He locked up $59 million worth of Phantom, which is a volatile crypto, as collateral to borrow money, which he then used to invest in other cryptos.
Oh
Now,
my
does
God.
that sound like a great idea in the market we've
Jesus.
been having in the last 5 months?
How much did you say? 59 million?
$59 million. Yes. Well, guess what happened? Phantom continued to go down and his collateral went down and he got margin called. And he said, screw it. I'm going to let it go.
Really?
So they sold off almost his entire position. The last time I looked at it, he had $19 million left. And in a matter of days, Phantom got just eviscerated from $1.20 down to 69 cents due to this one guy, which is a little bit scary. And I do have a Phantom video coming out to talk about this. I've kind of been just making sure I could tell the whole story because this is a fun story to tell. There were in the midst of it, in the midst of this crisis on Phantom, there were people thinking this was going to wreck the entire coin and it was going to zero. I did go in and buy some on the dip. I bought in, I think, around 78 cents, but not a lot. I've got my set amount that I buy. Let's just say, I saw people that were saying, I'm going to go buy $5,000 worth on this dip. Well, if you're normally buying $100 a week and you say you're going to go buy 5,000, that's kind of ballsy, I think. I dollar cost average whenever I'm adding anything. So on the declines, I don't up my my buy-in just because it's going down. I just add more. I get more coins for the same dollar amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When was that margin call, Tony? How far back?
Right about here on the 28th, like started last Thursday or Friday.
Okay, so that's that dip right there that we're looking at on the chart from him.
Yeah, this big, I mean, it went down 40-50% in a matter of 2 days.
Yeah, it's a big jump.
Might have even started on the 26th, but yes, I still believe in Phantom. I'm still buying. I'm still holding every single Phantom coin that I owned. I think this is retail panicking. There's not financial advice. Don't copy what I'm doing. But since you asked, I have not sold any Phantom. I said my purchase of Phantom is a 5-year purchase. So
I want to say
that
you told me. I want to say you told me last year if it went under $1.20, you thought that might be a good price to get in, right? Did you tell me that last year?
yes, I secured my bag. What I wanted to own a Phantom between when it started and when it was here around $1.60. So I have purchases all in this
Okay.
mess, and most of them are probably underwater. But I have been adding a second bag, what I call my swing trading bag, anything under $1.20. So anything that I'm buying under $1.20, I will flip when it comes back up. When I'm at 100%, I will be selling. So if I bought at 70 cents and it goes to $1.40, I will sell, and so on in the second bag. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. So this is you're a deep discount right now on Phantom.
Yes. Yeah.
Big
I mean,
time.
I think I bought some as much as $2.50 or $3. Not a lot, but my price target, if crypto does not go into a crypto winter, and if Phantom gets picked up by someone like Robinhood or the bigger exchanges, is if we are in Bitcoin $100,000 price range later this year or next year, I think Phantom $20 is not out of the question.
That would be a nice return if you could able to pick some up right now. Did you tell me a while back, Tony, that they had someone or some type of turnover at some of the executive or someone at the executive level, or maybe the or
Yeah,
someone on the creative design
yeah.
team who have they settled that or
One of the founders of Phantom and many DeFi projects got completely out of crypto. I forget his name at the moment. Doesn't matter. But that was what led to one of these other declines. That might have been this one here in March. Retail has just been getting their cage rattled on Phantom from a couple of one-off type scenarios. And the Phantom Foundation came out and said, "Look, we're a stable coin. We're a stable project. We're not a one-man project. This guy left. That has nothing to do with anything. But it was a good opportunity to buy." Until our friend Roos, it was a good opportunity to buy on this dip. And you see it ran from $1.04 all the way back up to $1.60. And I have people on my Discord that have been swing trading Phantom. And
really
this was a nice little dip and rip on Phantom.
swing trading Phantom, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
In your Discord. All right. I need some days off. I'm gonna need to get some more days off to see what's going on here. There's money to be made. There's money in the streets, Tony, is what you're telling me.
There is blood in the streets, but there's also money buried under that blood.
You gotta bleed for it. You gotta bleed.
Someone's bleeding. You're making your money off of someone else's back.
Oh man. All right. So that
somebody
thing
that's not someone that's not listening to the Massalorian or Tony Denaro or Pantheon or Bigums or Boss Blunts, people that are listening to the pie in the sky people, Mullen's going to $100. Well, their blood becomes our bread. What can I say?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Rambo 3 says these dipshits don't understand that the lower we go, the more we buy. For sure on AMC and GameStop, they have what did George Bush say? They have misunderestimated the competition.
I think they have to have I think they would have to know by now that the apes aren't really going anywhere. You'd have to think that mentally they understand that we're not going to disappear. AMC is not going anywhere. I think everyone sells. Like, don't you think that every one of those people at some point or another in the past, I don't know, 30 days has thought of us? We've crossed their minds. I would have to imagine. Just 'cause I know what a mess
I've been in the
this is.
corporate world. I have not been in Wall Street world, but I imagine that there are occasional conference table meetings about what else can we do to shake these guys' resolve.
Yeah.
And for sure, they're in the chats, they're on Reddit, they're in comments, and they're doing what they can with the options chain and yanking the price up and down to try and psych people out for sure. And it's all planned.
Yep.
But this market rundown, I know I see a lot of people saying that they're going to crash Bitcoin to get
Bring in
money
a
for
Fed coin.
AMC. No.
I just don't see that, Tony.
Macroeconomic things like the economy crashing, the SPY crashing, the Dow, Bitcoin, that has nothing to do with AMC or GameStop. It might have to do with liquidity issues in general, but I mean, these guys have thousands of plays, tens of thousands, global stocks,
Yes.
bonds, crypto, mortgages. No, they're not making every decision, despite what we'd all like to believe, revolving around AMC and GameStop.
Right. Spreading across multiple markets, right? We're talking about, they all over the world. We're talking about global financial. This isn't,
They don't want to lose money on these plays, but everything that happens in the world is not because of AMC. If you think that, then you need to broaden your information intake and not just listen to clickbaiters.
I think there is definitely a problem across the board with short positions. I think that's very real. I think that there will be multiple stocks that will run whenever this thing pops. I don't think that AMC and GME will be the only two. I think a lot of other things will come to light when that happens. But then maybe we can, clear the books and get back to some normalcy and not have this crazy inflation going on. Everything else we've had to deal with because the Fed has to continue to print money because the market is not backed up by anything else besides the Fed. So hopefully we can get back to some normal and back to supply and demand and a lot more transparency in the market. I would really like to see that. I mean, part of this whole thing is trying to get back to that core establishment of what the stock market is and the principles it's based off of.
Yep. And I do agree that, there are several different meme stocks linked up in this play, right? That they're trying to psych out retail, and they probably have the same algo running on those meme stocks. We see it time after time where they run in parallel, but not Sundial. All right.
You had to throw that in there at the end, right?
I do own Sundial, but it's not in that group. All right. BioLife Hemp says, just got my email from Cash App for my proxy vote. When I open it, it shows 27 shares. However, I own 73 shares on the app. I got one question for you. And if Chad Clifford is listening in today, I asked him this question too. When did you buy the other 46 shares? Because all of the proxy statements have a cutoff date. And he was saying that on his GameStop vote, he was missing some shares. So I want you guys to, if you bought them all a year ago, then yes, you should get a vote for all those shares. But if you bought some recently, they might not have been on the cutoff date where they qualify for a vote. So that's something to check. Go look at the what do they call that date, Massalorian? The cutoff date? It's not cutoff date. It has a
deadline.
The date of record, I think, is what it's called. Sorry, I'm having a senior moment. At any rate,
no, because I don't know the answer either.
Years old, you guys, you got give me a break. The date of record, you got to look at on the proxy statement or on the announcement. It'll say any shares you own as of this date of record, which is probably 30 days ago or so. If you bought them after that, they're not going to count. If you bought them prior to the date of record, absolutely go after your broker and ask them what's up and follow up with us, because we want to know, all of us, KC, Pantheon, Boss, Bigham's, me, Massalorian, we all want to know if your shares are within the date of record and you're not getting a vote for them, then let us all know, please. And I did write to Fidelity yesterday to ask them, where's my proxy materials? And I haven't checked my email today, but yesterday or the day before, whenever I wrote them, they said AMC hasn't put it out yet. So if you're telling me you got yours, I guess I need to check my email and see if I got mine.
I haven't got mine from Fidelity either, so I don't think you're alone in that.
And thank you for the heads up. And everybody, please, as BioLife Hemp says, check the number that they're allowing you to vote and make sure that it accurately matches the number of shares that you're allotted. Because if it doesn't, I'm sure there's a lot of us that want to talk about it and get that some attention. Also, I happen to know that BioLife Hemp sells some hemp edible products. So check his website out. Google BioLife Hemp, and he sent me some products to try, and 2 thumbs up from Tony Denaro.
Yeah, Tony's raved BioLife about your products, so I can back him on that.
I need to do a reorder. Grizzly says, when the MOASS kicks off, they're going to make it look like it is part of a market rip. Remember, we have tons of good new catalysts coming.
Box office should be good next 2 quarters. I tell you that. We should see good numbers coming back in Q2 and Q3 earnings. That's for damn sure.
I'm excited. Oh yeah. Speaking of, we got a earnings coming up. Do you know the date for AMC?
No, can you tell me?
May 9th, after market.
May 9th, after market.
Yeah, that's actually going to be Monday. If you'd like to tune in, there is a channel called Tony Denaro Live. Another quick shout out for anyone who is not here when we started the stream and you haven't seen the notice on my channel. All live streams starting Monday are moving to Tony Denaro Live. So go check that out. There's a link in the chat there. Go sub there, and if you're wondering why I'm not live on this channel next week, it's because all live streams will be on the new channel. All due diligence, economic analysis, stock analysis, crypto, entrepreneurship, real estate, all those will still be here. Live streams only on the other channel because YouTube does not like it when we do more than 1 or 2 videos a day. And if you don't believe me, go ask the agent.
Go ask Richie Lavoie. He can tell you.
Hey, Richie. I see you watching there. But yeah, Richie, the reason you're getting 50 views is because you're putting out 50 videos a day. YouTube don't play that.
They're shadow banning you, Richie. Go after them.
They are shadow banning you. That's not a myth. What are you hearing on Dr. Strange numbers? Super Steven. By the way, check out Super Steven's YouTube channel. Super Steven with 2 N's. He's one of the members of my channel, but also a pretty sharp guy. And he's put out some really great content for beginner investors. I highly recommend you guys go check his channel out, drop him a sub, and we're in negotiations to see if we can get Super Steven on a future live stream at some point. Massalorian, do you know if this is true? Dr. Strange is expected to do near Spider-Man numbers?
I don't believe that. If that happens, that would be amazing. But I don't think we're going to see Spider-Man numbers from Doctor Strange. It's not one of the character. How do you put this? I just don't. We're not going to see that kind of explosive first weekend numbers from Strange. I don't believe there's everything I've seen so far. A lot of the channels that I watch have said I don't want to put any spoilers out there or anything like that, but that there's possibly well, I've heard 2 things. I've heard there's so many different changes and catalysts in the film that it's like impossible to keep up with. That's how fast they are. And then I've heard other people say it's a complete bait and switch, that they completely leave Doctor Strange out and it's all about Wanda and Scarlet Witch. So I don't know which camp. I guess until I go see it, which hopefully is happening tomorrow. I'm actually going to try to go see The Northman and Madness back to back. So do like a 5-hour movie watch the Northman at in the early afternoon, and then see Madness at night. So I'm trying to line that up at the theater to see both of them either Friday or Saturday. But I don't think it will see Spider-Man numbers the first weekend. I don't. I think that was coming out of the pandemic, the first real big Marvel movie with a top tier character, Spider-Man, who hasn't had a movie in a while. It was 4 or 5 years. All three of the characters came back to reprise their roles as Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire did, Garfield and Holland. I think that had a lot to do with how huge. I mean, you brought back 3 different generations of Spider-Man fans. So I think there's a lot of difference between the 2 releases. I think Strange will do well, but I don't think it will be as big as Spider-Man, but that's okay. Doesn't need to be Spider-Man. All we need to see is a good weekend.
We're definitely going to see it this weekend. I'll put a photo up on Twitter and the community tab here on YouTube. Doctor Strange has really grown on me. I didn't know much about him before the movies started coming out, but they are hard to keep up with, right? I'm sure Scarlett's going to be like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, me too. Yeah, when I first saw the trailer, I was saying last night in my video, I was intrigued. It looked like something really different, and that horror aspect to Marvel. I like that idea of the zombie and all that, and the alternate Doctor Strange personas when he does that split. Like I'm trying to think of the Indian god that's the god of chaos, Rishna, or shit, I can't think of the name, but the goddess that has all the arms, has like 8 or 10 arms. When he does that in the zombie thing, I just thought that was crazy, and they're gonna put a horror director with it. It would be really good, and we'll see what happens. But I do think it will have a very good weekend. And like I said, we don't need to see Spider-Man numbers to have a good weekend. If we see 80 to 100 million, that'd be a great start for the movie, I think.
Six Sun says, "What do you think about Solana's price right now?" I like Solana below 85 cents. So I have been adding anytime it drops below 85 cents. Right now it's at 82.92. So depending on what happens in the next day or so, I will be adding some more. And I recently started adding, I sold all my Cardano a year ago and switched to Solana. And with the dip in Cardano, I've actually been adding some Cardano in also, but I'm far, 80% higher in my Solana position than Cardano. I think it's good to cover bases and not get overweighted in one coin. So I think between Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and Phantom, I should be okay. I don't need them all to be winners, but as long as you have the one, I've always told people I just have a personal preference for Solana, and it did a lot better in 2021 than Cardano, but I have nothing against Cardano. I just made a strategic decision last year to switch that worked out in my favor. And now that Cardano is coming down, I'm adding a little more.
I got out of my Cardano completely last Thanksgiving. Completely just liquefied all my Cardano and bought Ethereum with it. Actually, just transferred it over to the from one to the other my BlockFi account. Was it BlockFi or Coinbase? The 2.
Shout out to Maggie in Maine. And going back to Doctor Strange, it opens mañana this week. It opens this weekend, if you're wondering. And Maggie does not have an AMC theater in Maine. Can you believe that? The entire state of Maine has no AMC theaters. Adam,
that's crazy.
Adam, I'm talking to you now. If you're listening in, and I know you do from time to time,
Maggie, we can take you down here in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Take the ride.
Yeah, go visit Massalorian and have him take you out for a weekend.
Yeah, come down to New Hampshire. We'll go to the movies.
Sorry for all the other ladies that are chasing after Massalorian.
Nobody's chasing after me. Get out of here. And Krishna or Vishnu was the name of the god. It's one of those 2. Thank you, Sergeant B, for Carl J. I think Krishna is the god of chaos. I'm pretty sure Krishna.
Nicholas says, "I just watched Jim Craner said he's always loved oil stocks. He said it's a great time to buy." I'm shorting oil stocks tomorrow.
Get out. Get out.
I saw
Get
I saw
out.
someone else, an analyst on CNBC today, saying the exact same thing. Oil stocks have been doing really good. We're up 65%, and I'm advising people to continue buying. I'm like, nope, 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 nope.
Absolutely not.
You're up
Absolutely.
65%, and you want us to keep buying because you're about to dump those puppies. These people on TV do not trust what they're saying. They're as bad as any shill YouTube channel as far as I'm concerned. And that was a hard lesson in life that I had to learn. I used to love Jim Cramer and all those people on CNBC in my 20s and 30s. And no, I learned the hard way. Everything that they recommend would do the opposite. And Motley Fool the same. As soon as
Right.
they recommend something, it does the opposite. No, nope, nope, nope.
Did you see, do you know the channel CoffeeZilla? Ever heard of
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Okay.
he's a cool
Did
dude.
you did you see he ripped up the guy from SafeMoon there? Last week he did a thing on him. He had sold over like $12 million in SafeMoon while promoting it, saying, I'm diamond handing this thing to the moon for like months. And Coffee was able to pull up his wallet to show that he was dumping the same day he was tweeting whatever whale just dumped, like literally talking about himself in the tweets. And Coffee's like, literally, he tweets this 5 minutes after he just dumped 12 trillion coins, Safe Moon coins for $6 million. It's insane.
I hope to have time in my life at some point after AMC to really go back and watch a lot of the YouTubers that I used to really enjoy. Like, I don't know. CoffeeZilla was one. There's that other guy. What was his channel? Renovation Ranch or something like that. That he's in Texas and he's a veterinarian, but he got his channel really big into shooting all sorts of exotic guns and ammo. And then he bought an abandoned house up on a mountain out in the hill country east of where I'm at. There's just so many other good YouTube channels, but honestly, I haven't watched CoffeeZilla or Graham Stephan or Meet Kevin, any of those guys, just because I don't have time. And I find all of them enjoyable, but keeping up with all the drama and who's saying what in the AMC community has sucked me dry. And the only reason I even do that is because everyone wants to know, well, what do you think? Did you see this? Did you see that? I get asked far more often about AMC YouTubers right now than CoffeeZilla or Graham or Meet Kevin. So I tend to focus my time on what I am anticipating I'm going to get asked a question on. Demolition Ranch. Yeah, that dude's good.
Imagine if you were able to just sit back and be able to just go out and do a video like they do, and that's your life. That's all you have to do. All you have to worry about is going on there and speaking some. Or, I mean, with me, Kevin, it's a lot of times it's a crapshoot what you're gonna get. Depends on what his face looks like in the thumbnail. Uh, as far as what the news is gonna be, usually no matter what, he always looks like something hard has just happened, no matter what. Every time his video comes up in my queue. But those guys, it's a very nice life to lead to be able to do that. Those guys are very lucky. And they worked hard for it. They deserve it,
Yeah, and they have good personalities, unlike me.
Right.
Um,
Touche.
I do think that Meet Kevin puts in a decent amount of time researching things, and he's got probably a staff of a couple of helpers that help him
Oh
do
yeah.
that as well. But he's still stuck, and I'd love to have him on the channel, Kevin, if you ever see this video. I think he's stuck in that millennial mindset where he started buying a lot of stocks right at the beginning of 2020, and it's easy to think you're perfect at stock picking when the market only goes up. And I saw the fear in his eyes when things started crashing, and he made that video that said, I'm selling everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that look.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the old days, it was in the town square and as tumbleweeds are tumbling by and we're about to square off. But now in more modern times, I just have YouTube. I saw the fear in his eyes. And that's millennial fear. You know, he only knew up markets, and he's like, oh shit, I'm about to lose $20 million because
Yeah,
I'm
what was
leveraged to the hilt on stocks that have no earnings.
yeah. Yeah, he was a
tattooed
17-year-old
tattooed
kid in
chef and
2008.
tattooed chef and Palantir, and you name it. Maybe they're all
Spotify,
great companies down the road, but they were risky plays. What else do we like?
Matterport,
Huh?
Matterport. He had just a ton of those stocks, all those Kathy Wood plays, the
SoFi.
Teladoc, SoFi, yeah, all that. Ader, just a ton of them. And yeah, you're right. He did have a look at panic. And it's, he was 17 years old in 2008, right? So it's not surprising he's never seen a bear market. You would typically panic, I would think, if you had that much. And remember that the amount of money that he has invested. He's not on the same level as me or you, perhaps. He's got what, 8 million. He had $8 million in his portfolio at the time. And I'm not running that kind of portfolio, so that's real fear. I mean, I understand he makes a lot of money. He can be a little more risky with it, but still, he was terrified and petrified back then. And that wasn't even a real crash. Like, not really, I mean, it was, but not really.
But he is whether he's right or wrong is it's still okay with me, because I watch him on occasion just to see what he's telling other people and what his thoughts are, because I want to understand the mind of I want to understand the mind of retail. What is he programming people to think? Because you can use that information to your advantage and
For
sometimes
sure.
trade against it.
Sentiment, a lot of things you can use that
Yes.
to keep your finger on the pulse, for sure. Absolutely. Especially when he's getting 120,000, 150,000 views a video.
Yeah. And he
People are
is
listening.
entertaining. He
For
seems
sure.
like a genuine, nice dude.
Yeah, his personality is very bubbly, right? He's got that open, it's almost like infectious, right? He's always in a good mood. I could
Yeah.
never possibly, if I'm in a bad mood, there's no way I can go on to, well, maybe a few times I faked it, but not often. I would just rather not make the video, right? If I can't go out there and do the job, I'll shelf it for till tomorrow. So, for him to be able to go out there on that type of regular basis, and nothing affects the man. He's like a machine. That I give him a lot of credit. It's very hard to do. I think I'm a pretty laid back guy, and I'm not that laid back. I'm just not.
Pantheon says he's popping in and out doing a project at home with the missus. Speaking of the missus,
Pantheon.
Scarlett gave me a time limit tonight, so we're not going to go 5 hours tonight, but we'll get in a couple more good questions while I'm looking for some questions. Massalorian, you got any Massalorian specific topics you want to talk about that I don't know about?
Let's see. What did I get into this week? I was talking about the movie theaters. Okay, well, yeah. Let's talk about, so May 9th, we definitely have earnings call. That's for sure. That's a definite.
Yes,
100%.
confirmed from AMC's website.
Interesting. Have we seen any preliminary numbers anywhere? I'm just curious to know if
I haven't. I don't know.
when was that announcement made?
I saw it on their website in the investor section, but I didn't pay attention to what date.
Okay. Looks like they're looking at a quarterly of 724, up 388%, but that's from last year, right? But year-over-year growth at 54.23. That should be interesting. And would you said that's right at market close on Monday?
Yes.
I'd like to get into that. Maybe we can do a live stream for that. That'd be fun on Monday.
Pantheon
You'll
says
be on
don't.
already, right?
Huh?
You'll be on already, right?
Yeah, I'll continue all the way through the phone call with Adam and that other dude with
The
the
British
New
guy?
Zealand accent,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
Aussie, whatever he is. Pantheon says don't discount the fact that there's money to be made with Doctor Strange being a heavy character in Spider No Way Home.
Yes. Yeah, I'm
Nicholas,
excited. Pantheon told me a lot of stuff.
is he the expert on Marvel characters?
Yeah. He knows everything about the lore. I mean, he was going back like to the 60s comics with some of the things he was telling me. I think 60s. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pantheon, but he was taking me way back, like telling me about like the old Miss Marvels, or the old Marvel, real Captain Marvel from the old time. Yeah, he was in the Illuminati and this new war that's coming. And yeah, it was pretty exciting. I mean, if all the things that people are saying are going to be really in the movies, it has a lot of developing story that can go forward, which is a good thing because the MCU that's coming, Thor Love and Thunder, which is going to be the chick Jane Seymour is going to be the new Thor, and they got She-Hulk, and it's right down the line, Miss Marvel, and there's a lot of female characters coming. They're taking over. Well, and we'll see how it plays out. It could be a financial windfall. I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see. I'm just saying, trying times could be ahead. So Doctor Strange could be a save.
Speaking of people that are experts in lore, someone wants to know, why is your name Massalorian? Is that a play on the Mandalorian?
Yes, Nicholas. So I was born and raised in Boston, Mass. So I put MASS instead of Mando and made Massalorian. Yes, sir. It is just a play.
How much of a fanboy are you for the Star Wars?
I'm pretty big. Like as far as if they screw with this series that opens at the end of the month, the Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus, I'll be done with it though. I will. I'll be done with Disney. If they pull a bait and switch on this series, that'll be the last straw for me. I'll finally.
What would be the last straw exactly if they do what?
From what it looks like right now, this next series that's supposed to be coming up, unfortunately, they're not doing movies for some reason. They're doing one of the biggest IPs on the planet, Star Wars, which has always been one of the biggest box office. I mean, look back at history where Star Wars lands. Like the 9 movies are in the top like 20 of all time for box office receipts. Yet everything they're doing is going to the small screen. Why? I don't know. I can't tell you why they have refused to put anything out in the movies or even start in development. I can't tell you. But if they pull a bait and switch on this next series where they're going back in time to in between the 3rd and 4th movies, which is so when, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, in between that time, they have an open book to play with there. And if they do a bait and switch and take out the old time characters to put in new shit, I'm going to flip. That will be it. I'll be done. That will be the last time they pull a bait and switch on me because they've done it with every other series pretty much so far.
Will you be keeping us posted on that on your channel?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. That I'm gonna honestly, I'd like to cover that and the new Game of Thrones show that's coming up, but there's just no way you could possibly have time to do all this with the importance of AMC in the market and everything going on in the world. Like, I wish I had time to focus on things like that. Like that would be fun, to do stuff like that or be able to give me movie reviews. Like I'll probably get to do that with Doctor Strange and Northman a little bit because I'm going to go see the movies, and we have an AMC channel, but that's not something I can just come out at any time and randomly talk about it. Like I had to bring it up yesterday because Strange is opening tomorrow. It has to all fit with the narrative. At least it's trying to, right? Because I'm trying to help along my financial situation as well with this channel and my stock. So we're gonna try. Gonna try to cover all of it.
Kevin asked, "What I'm assuming he's talking about my portfolio. What percentage cash do you have in Massalorian 2?" Which you can answer or not answer, but I recommended to everybody what I was doing back in November was going about 20% in cash to save that for buying the dips. And I have been buying the dips both on crypto and stock. So I'm almost at no percent cash right now. But I have, YouTube is not my business. I have 4 other businesses. And so I pay my bills, and then whatever I have left over, which varies from week to week, day to day, month to month, goes into whatever I want to buy that week, whether it's AMC, Amazon, Tesla, cryptos, options. I don't keep a lot of cash. My checking account, the way I don't waste money on stuff is don't keep money in my checking account.
Same here.
Pay all my bills at the beginning of the month, try and pay everything. And then whatever else I have come in income wise on the businesses goes into the investments, because this is the time to be buying, in my opinion.
And that's the problem with right now, right? There is nothing. So any cash that's going into your brokerage account is coming from, you're not making that money in the market right now, per se. At least I'm not, right? So all that dry powder has got to come from somewhere else. And like you just said, holding it in your brokerage account is almost like, using it as a savings like that. You can do that. Unfortunately, right now the market sucks. So trying to go in and rip day trades like it's 2021 isn't happening right now. Or we should be saying 2020, really, right? Because would you really say ripping like 2021? It's really more
starting in April of 2020.
Yeah. Okay. So if we say we're gonna party like it's 2020, when it concerns the market going up at the rate it did, but yeah, I think that's yeah.
It's funny how 2 years of bull run can just be like an afterthought when you have 5 months of bleeding like this, right? But that's what happens when everybody's buying all the way up. And God, I hope I have a bigger outreach the next time we get into a bubble, that more people will listen to this channel than the ones saying, buy SoFi at $19-20. Like, what the hell are you saying, bro? What the hell are you doing? Buy Tesla at 1,200. It's going to 2,000. Come on. One day it will, for sure, but not when it rips from 500 to 1,200 in a few months.
I think Tesla can go to 3,000. I just don't think it's gonna happen before 2030. That's all.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I think it could be up there.
I love Elon, and I think Tesla's got a bright future ahead. But you got to wake up and not just drink hopium nonstop. Get your YouTube input from a variety of different sources, so you have a balanced outlook.
Yeah. Yep. And you got a good group here of balanced outlooks, I think.
Let's see what do you guys think? Here's a good one. We can talk about him. We're trying not to talk about certain topics, but Massalorian, what do you think of Al from Boston coming back on the scene? I'm just going to interject my joke before I let you tee it off. My joke was that it was perfectly timed to tag team. The superiors approved Lou's vacation, and they had to make sure Al was set up in the studio in DC, and then Lou got the approval for his vacation. So Al came on board, Lou took off to Dominican. That's my running joke on the channel.
Possibility. I could see that. I do have to say, congratulations to Lou for paying off his restitution. I think that's admirable, and I'm glad that he took the money that he made and did that. That's the right thing to do.
Did he say that?
The court did. Court.
Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't been keeping up.
He's all paid up, so he is no longer under anyone's thumb like that, financially at least. But I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he took care of the restitution, whatever. As far as Al, I don't know what he's doing back. I'm glad he saved, I don't know, a lot of people $45 a month the last 5 months. What is it? January, February, March, April, May, 5 months at 45. It's like $250 a pop. So I think all those people should be thanking him very much for leaving when he said the squeeze is right around the corner. You're going to need this in January. So I don't know what he's doing back, Tony, honestly.
But did he try and copyright strike you?
Yes.
So you also were swept up in that.
Yes. He came after me.
Yeah, I've been griping about that when people ask me about it this week. When they ask about Al, he copyright striked almost every YouTuber out there when he decided to wipe himself off the internet, which is not really cool, because he could have sent us an email or a phone call or a private message, and we probably would have gladly done it.
No problem.
But instead, he takes, he chose violence.
Yeah, he chose violence.
Copyright strike
with an email.
If you're a YouTube content creator, a copyright strike's a pretty serious thing, because it says you violated someone's copyright. And like, Al came voluntarily on my channel for an interview. I'm not very fond of him. That's the nicest way I could say it. I see he got the whole haircut thing wrong. He got that wrong. He's pumping Mullen,
Same old. Yeah. It's looking for a story to tell. I mean, you come back. I mean, you've been gone 5 months, and everyone's okay. We're all still here. I mean, look at you disappeared, and we're all still here, and we're not out $250. That's my biggest thing. I think that everyone owes him thank you for that. He saved a lot of people money the last 5 months. So whoever that girl was that got him to run, she's a hero. But yeah, I don't know what he's doing back. I do find the timing a little suspicious. I didn't even think of that, Tony, but you're right. That whole thing was primed up. He was saying we got to bring back Al as he knows he's going on vacation. Very strange.
I'm telling you.
Weird.
Telling
What's
you.
going on?
Julie wants to know why we don't get free popcorn at AMC. I get discounted popcorn with my AMC membership.
Last 2 times I've gotten free popcorn with my last two times I've gone to movies, I got free popcorn with my Investor Connect on my app. But that I might have just caught that right because I think they did one at the end of summer and then they did another one in the fall last year, right? So I think I might just caught that right.
Yeah, I've gotten 2 free and all the rest you buy a large and you get it for the price of a medium. So
correct. Yeah. Yeah. When did you say you're going to see Strange, Tony? Saturday?
This weekend, I got to check with Scarlett and see if she's working this weekend. But between Friday and Sunday, I don't know. Our friends hate us because even her dad gets mad at her because we don't plan anything more than about 2 hours in advance. That's even just how life is.
Even the movies?
Even a movie, yeah.
Really? Okay.
I can check with her today and see what her weekend schedule is, but I'll probably buy the tickets. I'll buy the tickets the morning of.
Can you believe Tom Cruise is a new Iron Man?
What was that?
I said I don't want to spoil it for you and call you and say, Tony, can you believe that Tom Cruise is a new Iron Man? I don't want to blow it for you. I know that's been some of the rumors going around.
Clark says, are you guys going to start doing live streams once or twice a week? If so, what time will you be on? Well, that's going to go hand in hand with what I just said. I don't plan much in advance in life because I'm so busy between trying to keep Scarlett happy, running 4 businesses, doing YouTube, doing videos. But Massalorian and I talk often, and we're always trying to align schedules. But so, yes, there'll be more live streams. And we did try and get Pantheon in. In fact, we were going to do one last night, right, Massalorian? And then our schedules did not align at the last minute, so we pushed it to today. Pantheon was invited, but he's doing a project with the missus. So we'll have him on in a future live stream, or he'll have us on, however it goes. But yes, there'll be more live streams. I enjoy doing the collabs a lot better than sitting there by myself. I'm just really not that entertaining when I'm alone.
Me too. And Clark, I'm finishing up getting a new work schedule. Wait, what was the last thing you just said? You did say something that was on the right track to where I thought you were going. Where were you going?
I said I'm just really not that entertaining by myself. You said, yeah, me too.
Well, I'm not. I'm not. I'd much rather do collabs too. Honestly, I think it's a lot easier when there's 2 people trying to control the chat and also answer the questions. I think having the extra person is a big help. And the way these guys have volunteered their time for my live streams just in the past, I don't know, a couple months, I've never even really had to ask anyone. So it's really awesome. But yeah, so I'm trying to lock down my schedule. I did not mean to say what that was at the end, but I'm trying to lock down my schedule so I can do more live streams at night, Clark. Hopefully at some point we'll go back to 2 nights a week, which I was going to start last night. Me and Tony were going to come on and invite Pantheon, but then we just pushed it to tonight, like Tony said. So we're making an attempt. I think everyone's schedule is getting messed up right now, especially with me getting a new job. This is throwing a monkey wrench kind of into everything until a schedule can be smoothed out.
Craig says, guys, it's hard to believe not your sub counts are not overflowing. You two rock. Thank you, Craig, on behalf of myself and Massalorian. We appreciate you, and we appreciate every single one of you that are here tonight and that drop in from time to time on our videos and live streams. And you guys watching Massalorian's videos when he puts them out, or my videos, I'm not talking about the live streams, but You guys that are subbed to the channel, you are the ones, it's in your hands whether or not our channels get bigger. And I talk about this from time to time, but to get Massalorian's channel to grow, go watch his videos 80% of the way through. As soon as he puts them out, that is what tells the YouTube algorithm to push it out to other people that haven't heard about him.
Yeah,
You guys, you're the front line.
I gotta say, my video on Monday night got like 400 likes, and that never happens. I never get over 300 usually likes, no matter how many views I got. I think it's the second most likes I've ever got on a video was this Monday night just went by. So thank you guys, whoever is out there hitting the like button on my videos. I never remember to ask during the stupid video. So whoever's remembering to do it just off the top of their head, amazing. Thank you so much for whoever's been doing that this whole time. But yeah, Tony's right. That's the real way, the best way to help us. And I know my subs on my channel, if I put something on Twitter, they're tweeting it out to other people. I mean, I think we have an amazing subscriber base, unlike many other channels. Not just AMC channels. I mean, just channels in general, as far as keeping you up to date with sending you information, the whole nine, right? It's just a very giving community. So yeah, I couldn't ask for anything else from my subscribers. They've been really amazing at helping me grow my channel. And Tony's as well. I mean, Tony's about to hit 13,000 subs. It's insane. Crazy.
I do appreciate all the support, especially those that were here in the early days when it was really rough. I mean, you think I'm bad now. You should have seen it in July of last year. Arthur says,
"You should see me in July."
Any plans to live stream AMC earnings Monday? Yes, I will be on Monday in the morning, and I will be on for Power Hour and all the way through the end of the conference call with the AMC executive team. So we'll be live streaming all of that, good or bad, when it happens on Monday. And don't forget, it'll be on the new channel there in your chat, Tony Denaro Live, where on Monday, all the live streams like this, market open, market close, live streams will be on the new channel. Everything else will be here. Anything that I record will be here.
So you're running all your live streams. So you'll have your morning, then your power hour, and then you'll have whatever you do for a collab or a single live stream that night.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, when I do a live stream, it takes almost no prep, right? It's just turn on the camera, talk, and be done. And then when I do a video, like a deep dive on a stock or a market analysis or economics, I'm sometimes spending 4 to 20 hours putting a 5-minute video together.
I know,
and then
it's crazy.
It gets no views because of the live streams, and I have too many videos that day, and it's pissing me off.
It's insane.
So I had to split the channels up, and I'm going to do an experiment to see if that helps the algorithm give more attention to the videos on this channel.
Yep.
We'll see. I'll let y'all know in 90 days if it works.
Yeah, you'll know soon enough, right? How many subscribers do you have right now?
There's a reason why Trey and Matt created separate channels, and it's the same. And Meet Kevin recently did the same thing. Everybody eventually realizes that too many videos per day hurts your results in the algorithm. Everybody realizes that except Richie Lavoie.
Yeah. I wish I had that problem. Too many videos a day. My problem is not enough videos during the week. I gotta try and do better. But yeah, Richie's learning the hard way, unfortunately, right now. But yeah, that's a good move. That's a good move. And I gotta say, Tony knows all of the intricacies of YouTube and all the ways to defeat certain things. I always ask Tony about anything to do with YouTube, creator, studio, anything like that. Tony's my go-to guy. He knows it in and out. So if he's saying this is the way to go, this is the way to go.
I'm no YouTube expert, but fun fact, I do have a couple of other YouTube channels. One is on foot fetishes, and what was the other one? But I do have a couple of other YouTube channels, and I don't really babysit them anymore. But I spent many months researching YouTube before I ever made my first video, probably 6 months. So I'm no expert, but I know a thing or two, just enough to be dangerous.
I think I
And I
spent a
knew this
total of
day was
6
coming.
hours.
I knew this day was coming, that I'd have to create a second channel, but I didn't want to do it. It's a little bit of dilution, but I'm just getting pissed at the amount of time I'm putting in videos. And then I see some Yahoo read a Reddit post for 5 minutes and get 10,000 views. What can I say?
Aggravating. So
Got to do
aggravating.
something. Got to try and change it up.
Yeah, for sure. How many subscribers do you have so far?
Me?
There? Yeah.
I don't know, like 12.3, something like that. I was hoping to have 10,000 by July. So we're ahead of my goals that I wrote down before I told Scarlett I was going to do something crazy and do YouTube, as a good portion of my day. She's like, as if you don't have enough on your plate, now you're going to do YouTube. I was like, give me 12 months. Give me 12 months and let's see what we can do.
And you're at month right now, 7, 8?
July plus 4 months. So 10 months. We're coming up on, we'll be at a year around beginning of July.
10K.
2 more months. Yeah. 2 more months will be my YouTube anniversary.
2 more months. I have August 31st was when I'm hoping to hit 10K. Ways off.
I made a decision early on that I was not going to compromise the integrity of this channel by clickbaiting anybody or putting out, $1 million price targets or fake due diligence or clickbait titles. I'd rather earn it with integrity and honesty and have people stick around after this play. Because that's how I am. So I'm okay that I didn't go to 50,000 subs after 3 months or whatever. That's never the way I wanted to grow this channel.
I can tell you guys this for a fact. One of the first conversations I ever had with Tony, we discussed that exact point about staying true to the information and the sources and making sure that you're clear and correct on the info and don't put it out unless you can back it up 3 ways from Sunday. That's been Tony's stance from the first time I spoke with him on the phone. He's been saying that since day one. So that's never changed as far as I know with Tony. So if he's saying it, it's pretty much fact as far as I'm concerned.
I said something to Massalorian just in the past week. I hear from time to time people say Tony Denaro just wants he waits a day to put out a video so he can correct everybody. I'd like to shift your thinking on that, my friend. I wait a day because I'm actually doing the due diligence work and I'm not correcting anybody. Everybody else just rushed out a video without thinking or looking into anything. And it's not my fault that I took the time to get the right information out on my time frame. I don't have time to watch everybody's videos and make my day around correcting other people. But I do spend hours sometimes a day getting the right information. So yes, sometimes I'm wrong, but I do my damnedest to make sure that if I'm putting a video out, you can count on what I'm saying. And it has nothing to do with what anybody else is putting out. I could care less about correcting anybody else.
Yep.
But I don't want to be corrected. That's all I care about.
How many times have we said that on the phone, just saying, no, I didn't watch it because I don't want it affecting my answer.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how many times we've said that.
We don't even watch each other's video because we don't want to be influenced by what other people are saying. We want to do our own due diligence and get out our thoughts as to the best of our knowledge. And we will compare notes after the fact. And oh, surprise, Tony and Massalorian and Pantheon agree. Well, you know why? Because we're taking the time to research the information before we flap our gums. That's all. That's all.
And it happens to all of us. We all make mistakes. We all F up, and everyone understands that. But there's also people that are doing it maliciously, putting shit out just to make money, just to get clicks. There is that contingency out there that you have to deal with on a daily basis. And I've thought about making a video about this in the last couple of weeks, but I think most of the people out there have smartened up to the clickbait. I think a lot of people, especially probably subscribers of myself's channel, your channel, and a lot of the other channels that that we're associated with, I think have done a good job at that. I think they've done well with not doing that, and I think people have been able to start weeding out a lot of the clickbait. There's still a lot out there, and there's probably some people that have no idea what's going on, but I think over the last 6 months, the subscribers and the community that we've got around us has definitely tightened up and definitely become more educated about the market, I think, and be able to sift through some of that stuff on their own without any prompt from us. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we've got
And
smart subs.
I'm just going to say publicly what I've told many of these guys in private conversations. To any content creator, you have my full permission to copy the content of my videos and take it as your own, because if the information's right, spread it far and wide. No, you're not going to hurt my feelings copying my content. And I'm not going to be first anyway, so chances are you already got your own video out. But I'm just saying, if the information's good, we need to spread it. What just kills me is people copying someone else who has rushed something out, got it wrong, and then everybody copies it. That just, it's nuts, but I can't spend my day chasing down 50 YouTube creators to see what everybody said.
No,
I just do my own thing. All right. I think we're going to call it a night, Massalorian, unless you got something else pressing that you want to say.
no, I have to be up in a couple hours, but this weekend, I do want to definitely say that hopefully Saturday night we can get a collab live stream going, or Sunday night, depending on what happens with Tony and his movie. I'm going to try to go get to see some of the movies this weekend, so hopefully we can get something together. And I apologize that I've been missing for the last couple live streams, but we're getting that sorted out now. And like I said, last night we had opportunity. We pushed it to tonight, but we'll try to keep getting everyone back into a routine again. I apologize that I haven't been able to do as many collabs as usual. So thank you, Tony, for inviting me on. As always, I very muchly appreciate you volunteering your time to have me on.
My honor, as always, to have you on, Massalorian. And
thanks, man.
For anyone who missed this whole live stream and you don't want to go back and listen to it all, if you want to know my thoughts about the economy, the market, what happened today, I did put a video out right before this live stream. It's about 6 or 7 minutes. Go give that a listen. And even if you already listened to it, go watch it again. And
give another thumbs up.
You guys matter. You guys watching our videos, if you're sub to the channel, you matter in getting the message out. You're the ones that YouTube looks to promote our videos. What the choices you make to support someone by watching is what YouTube, they tell us. This video is your subs aren't watching this video. We're not recommending it as much, right?
Do you know I had a video 2 weeks ago that had 85% subscribed to the watchers, 15% unsubscribed, which means when I look at that, I say they didn't put that out to anyone but my subscribers, pretty much, right? I have 1,200 people maybe that have the bell icon on, and I'm like, oh, okay. So basically, you put it out to just my subscribers. Thanks, YouTube. Appreciate that.
Well, they usually tell me, they say more than usual of your subs are watching this video, therefore we're promoting it. That's the message I get in studio. And if most of my subs watch a video, it'll get like 2 or 3 or 5x the normal views if everybody's watching it in the first couple hours.
Yeah, I don't get it, Tony. I don't understand your videos, how that
All right, we
happens.
need to compare some notes maybe this weekend when we have some free time.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, guys. I'm going to say good night and thank you to each and every one of you. We both love you. And tomorrow's a new day. Don't worry about red days in the market. They're going to come, they're going to go. And if you got spare change, spare coin, save some of it for the dips, and I think you'll be thanking yourself down the road. Down the road might be a month or it might be a year, but buy some good stocks on these dips, because this is when you're going to make your gains on good stocks in a bear market. I'm not saying the bottom is this week. Don't go all in. Don't go all in tomorrow. But keep your eye out for some other good stocks to invest in, especially if your only play is in AMC. I add a little bit of AMC every week, but I'm also adding 2 other plays. Diversification is safety.
Agreed.
All right. Thank you, Massalorian.
Good night, Tony. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night.